What's good, YouTube? The Moja Beast Synchro Cat deck that I promised is officially here. We're going to be doing the deck profile today. It's a build I've been playing a lot recently. Been trying to sort of work out the optimal build. Having a lot of fun with it. I think it's pretty decent. So yeah, we're going to go over it. First though, before we get into the video, we need to have a discussion about it. This card on the top right here, King of the Beasts. Specifically, we need to talk about the card art. My teammate Fitz claims that the King of the Beasts looks like a giant, goofy fur ball. I personally happen to believe that King of the Beast's unconventional anatomy is rather uncanny and spooky and intimidating, and I think he looks cool. So let me know in the comments what side of the King of the Beasts debate you are on. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the actual deck profile here. So first of all, we play the Moja package, of course. I went 2-2-2 on this. So we played 2 King of the Beasts, 2 Beast Striker, and 2 Moja. So when explaining what each of these do, I like to analogize them. Can we see all these guys here as like, they're sort of like the Machina package, but you know, just worse. And by worse, I mean like worse in a vacuum, obviously. Not necessarily worse in the context of this like Beast Synchro Cat build. So King of the Beast is essentially, he's like the Fortress. He's just a 25 guy that keeps coming back. So you tribute a Moja, you can special him from your hand or graveyard. Obviously, it doesn't have all the other great effects that Fortress has, so it's not nearly as good. But 25 is a great stat line, so just having a 25 boss monster, you can just keep summoning again and again. It pretty much gets over all the major threats, except like the really big stuff. So not terrible. And then Beast Striker, he's sort of like the gear frame, I guess. Well, his effect is you can pitch a card to special Moja from your deck. So like the typical play you'll do, like if you're going second or something, is you'll just summon Beast Striker and then pitch King of the Beasts and special out Moja, and then you'll tribute the Moja to special back the King of the Beasts. So it gets you to the same like end board state as Gear Frame Pitch Special Fortress, just in a different like roundabout way. Plus he's 1850, which is like another decent stat line. Obviously you'd prefer he'd be 19, but getting over Hamster and Shura and Stratos and stuff is definitely relevant. And then Moja, I guess, is like Peacekeeper and Force put together, kind of, which is crazy if you say it like that. It makes him sound way better than he is, but when he dies by battle, he gets back a level 4 beast from grave, so he can float back into this, or like a giant rat, or a hamster, or rescue cat. And then also you tribute him, of course, to bring back the King of the Beast boss monster. So that's basically what these guys do. 2-2-2 I think is pretty good. The cards are not good enough to play like a turbo version with 3 of each. Generally, you want to keep them proportional with one another because, like, for example, if you play more King of the Beast, you want to play more Beast Striker to pitch him, etc. Now for the cat stuff, we got Sangan and Monk to get you to cat, and then cat gets you to your double Airbellum. We aren't on Cyber Dragons or Spies or anything, so we don't have room for that. So double Airbellum, I think, is pretty much correct. And you just don't want to draw this card at all. It is pretty garbage in your hand unless you have specifically Mind or Brain or maybe Trigodia. So I think 2 is the correct ratio. You will miss the third one every now and then, but generally you won't miss the third one as much as you hate drawing Airbellum. So yeah. Other cat target we've got is Raikou, just a good card. We're on double Hamster as well. Normally I don't like Hamster. I think the card is like painfully slow. It's really good versus Blackwings, but it's really garbage versus like Frogs. However, in here it's very good because Moja can float into it, and also it's great with like triple Book of Moon and stuff. So it has some synergies. And then the final beast is Giant Rat. It can get you into cat and it can get you into Moja to do a cat play or summon King of the Beasts and hit in. Also, we play 2 more targets, which are just like the good cards, the good rat targets. Grand Mole, amazing card, and then Card Trooper, just like a decent guy who can get your mills going, set up your graveyard, which is kind of important in this deck as well. Another reason why the Raikou Hamster is good as well. And then finally, play these 2. Not a lot to say about them. I play them in everything. They're just like good. Triple Avarice. My philosophy regarding Avarice is in Edison format, like you're either playing an Avarice deck or you're just not playing Avarice, in my opinion. I don't like this like 1-2 Avarice weird stuff that people do. I think you gotta full commit to this card, and this is definitely a build that full commits to this card. You've got the milling, you've got the cat stuff, you've got even the beast striker. So like beast striker pitch a monster special moja just puts 3 monsters in play all by itself actually, which is pretty good. And you always want to keep recycling the cat package, of course, so you can have that explosive play turn after turn after turn. And also, we aren't on Kinkabayo or anything, so the way you like endlessly loot Moja is by just keep putting it back in deck and specialing it from deck with Cat and Beast Striker, rather than just like trying to summon Kinkabayo once per turn. So I think it's a lot better to try to do that than play Kinkabayo. Kinkabayo is just really suboptimal in Edison format because we don't have a lot of the cards that come out later in like Tengu format that make that card good, like Formula Synchron and Bold and all that. So yeah, Triple Avarice, amazing in this deck, of course. And we play staples, Brain Mind, Storm, Cold Wave, MST. Playing Mind Control and Cold Wave is one of the big upsides to playing Rescue Cat decks, in my opinion. These cards are amazing. They're really sacky. They steal games for no reason. Especially Cold Wave. This card is insane. I've been playing more and more decks to play this card. And if your deck can support it, it is absolutely nuts. It is an unfair card for sure. Super frustrating. Anyway, I teched one creature swap. This was like a weird last-minute choice. It's been testing pretty well. Like I tested some builds with multiple copies and it did pretty well. And I just kind of had this flex spot. I decided Creature Swap was the best card to go there. So Creature Swap it is for now. You can do plays where you like swap Moja or go Beast Striker, summon Moja, swap Moja, run over it, get something back. Also goes pretty well with Giant Rat. I'm not a huge fan of this card in Edison, but in here it's like not bad. Obviously there will be situations where it's bad, but at only 1 copy, it's not such an issue. You can generally just wait till you get a game state where you can use it. You don't have to be trying to force it through all the time. And then Triple Book of Moon. This card's amazing. I love it. I love it so much more than Bottomless Trap Hole or Deep Prison. It's just so like generically useful. It's chainable. It can reset your flip monsters. It can blank Brain Control, which is super important because that card is nuts. It stops Dark Arm from coming down and ruining your stuff. Stops Stardust. It's like another pitch for Monk. It can protect your King of the Beast from getting bashed. It just does so many things. It is so generically useful compared to a lot of the other generic back row in this format. So I love Book of Moon. I'm on 3 of it in here. I think it's amazing. We play the good traps. No surprises there. I also play Call. I'm increasingly convinced that this is just one of the good traps, honestly. Like, it's kind of just Monster Reborn, but a trap card. I mean, honestly, okay, it's not as good as Monster Reborn, but, like, still, it is very good in a lot of situations. I feel like I'm never upset to see it. I feel like when I cut it, I was always, like, missing it. And, yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of this card. It's been testing really well and just, like, everything. I think I'm going to try playing it in even more decks from now on, honestly, because Call's pretty nuts. And then finally, I talked shit on these 2 cards earlier, but we need to play them. We just need a little bit more supplemental defense in here. So I went 1-on-1 on Bottomless Deep Prison. You don't want to have redundant back row generally. So 1-on-1 I think is a good ratio, considering I don't love these cards, but, you know, they're decent. All right. Extra inside. The extra should be really quick because it's all just, like, self-explanatory. We're on the Fortress Dragon. We're playing the good level 9. A lot of people don't play Mistworm, and I don't get it. I feel like this card comes up a lot. So, yeah, I'm playing Mistworm and everything until the end of time. I play the good level 8s. I play the good level 7s plus the Arcanite because of Monk into Arabellum into Arcanite, yeah. Good level 6s, good level 5s, the only level 4. So, yeah, kind of just speed ran through the extra deck. It should all be very, very self-explanatory. All right, side deck. We're on double Sidra. It's the best side deck card in the format, probably. And, I mean, it's especially good in Cat because it goes well with Arabellum, like unbricks certain hands there. And it goes well with Cat Monk, too. So, yeah, Sidra, a pretty good card. Crow. It's my favorite form of Graveyard Disruption. It's great versus zombies and quick draw. It's not so good against frogs, but we have other stuff for frogs. And more importantly, it blanks, like, it just, like, gatekeeps high roll nonsense, which is the reason I prefer to play it over Kaiku or Soul Release or anything like that. We play Dynas. Yeah, good versus frogs. You can get it off Rat, too, I guess, which is funny. 2 Thunder King for, like, zombies and Gladiator Beast and Diva Hero. It's an okay side deck card. Vortex, It's kind of just good against a lot of stuff. It's good against Blackwings, it's good against Frogs, good against Dragons. Like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this card. I used to play it a lot more, and I haven't been siding it as much, but I think like throwing a random 1 Vortex in is pretty decent. And then the traps, we got double Iron Wall. I'm a huge fan of this. I think it's probably one of the most underrated side deck cards in the format. The reason most people don't play it is because most decks just don't support it. There's a lot of Caius and whatnot. But here you can just side out Bottomless Deep Prison and throw an Iron Wall versus like zombies or whatever. It turns off a lot of stuff. Great versus Vayu too, actually. Yeah, I think Iron Wall is pretty underrated. Great versus any hero deck too. Double Dust, just supplemental back row removal. And then Mind Crush, Starlight Road. I side these in most decks pretty much. Starlight Road for like Light Sworn or GBs, maybe going first versus Blackwings. If you bring an Iron Wall going first against a deck that card destroys, you can just like bring in Road to have a heightened chance of just going setting a bunch of stuff and winning the game from there. And then Mind Crush is just crazy. Crazy versus Frogs, just very good versus like fairies and stuff too. And then great versus high roll nonsense. I always play 1 Mind Crush double DD Crow just in case you run into some stupid FTK or whatever. So yeah, anyway, that was the deck profile. It's been testing pretty well lately. I've played a bunch of different versions with a bunch of different cards, but I think this is the optimal build that I have arrived at. So let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you next time.